Beneath the golden sands of Egypt lies a world of untold secrets. For over 3,000 years, an empire flourished, its monuments so massive, its mysteries so deep, that even today we still can't explain everything it left behind. How did they build the pyramids with such mathematical precision without modern tools? Why are there no records explaining their construction? What lies beneath the Sphinx, in chambers untouched for millennia? And how did a civilization so advanced, so enduring, seem to vanish into the desert winds? These are not just questions for archaeologists. They're riddles that challenge everything we think we know about human history. Because Egypt wasn't just an ancient kingdom. It was a machine of power, knowledge, and cosmic alignment. And many believe its most incredible secrets remain hidden, locked in stone, buried in sand, or lost in time. Step inside the temples, listen to the silent codes of hieroglyphs, and follow the clues that may lead us to the truth behind the greatest civilization Earth has ever seen. From the shimmering banks of the Nile to the shadows of the pyramids, ancient Egypt continues to fascinate the world. It left behind a legacy of wonder, towering obelisks, massive tombs, and scrolls of wisdom preserved through the centuries. But for every monument we can see, there are countless enigmas we can't explain. Egypt was not just advanced, it was timeless. Its civilization spanned over 30 dynasties, enduring longer than any modern empire. And yet, so much about it remains unclear. Its priests spoke in symbols. Its temples were aligned with the stars. Its science, medicine, and architecture rivaled what wouldn't reappear for thousands of years. And perhaps, most chilling, so much of what was known was lost on purpose. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the only one of the ancient seven wonders still standing. And after thousands of years, it's still full of questions. Constructed around 4,500 years ago, this 2.3 million stone block monument remains an architectural puzzle. No blueprints, no inscriptions explaining its creation, no bodies found inside. It's aligned almost perfectly to true north, within a fraction of a degree. Its base is nearly a perfect square. The sides form a triangle that reflects the mathematical value of pi. How? Mainstream theories suggest ramps, manpower, and clever engineering. But no physical evidence of massive ramps has ever been found. And lifting 70-ton granite blocks through narrow corridors remains a challenge, even with today's machinery. Some believe the Egyptians possessed forgotten tools, simple but powerful technologies lost to time. Others point to an understanding of physics, vibration, and geometry that we still don't fully grasp. And then there's the question of purpose. Were the pyramids tombs? Not a single royal mummy has ever been discovered inside one. No inscriptions, no funerary texts, nothing that clearly defines them as burial sites. Instead, the internal structure suggests something more complex. The Grand Gallery, the King's Chamber, the shafts that align with specific stars. Could the pyramids have served as astronomical observatories, power generators, spiritual machines? Theories abound, and the truth may lie deep inside, perhaps in undiscovered chambers like those hinted at by recent ground-penetrating scans. Whatever their purpose, one fact remains. The pyramids were not just built to last. They were built to outlast memory itself. Beneath the Valley of the Kings and other sacred sites lie tombs still untouched by human hands. Despite centuries of exploration, experts believe up to 70% of Egypt's ancient burial sites remain undiscovered. One of the most intriguing mysteries surrounds the Sphinx. This iconic lion-bodied guardian may be far older than we think. Geological studies suggest water erosion on its body, despite Giza being bone-dry for over 5,000 years. Was the Sphinx carved by an earlier civilization before Egypt as we know it even existed? Even more mysterious are the underground chambers detected beneath it, sealed rooms that no one has entered, thanks to strict government restrictions. What could they contain? Scrolls, artifacts, records of a forgotten pre-dynastic culture. Then there's the tomb of Imhotep, the genius architect, physician, and priest who designed the first step pyramid. Despite his fame, Imhotep's final resting place has never been found. Why would the Egyptians hide the tombs of their most brilliant minds? Some believe the answers lie in forbidden knowledge, wisdom deemed too powerful to share, buried alongside the bodies of those who wielded it. Even in known tombs, secrets still surface. In 2020, archaeologists discovered over 50 sealed wooden coffins in Saqqara, perfectly preserved after 2,500 years. Inside, painted symbols, unburned offerings, and clues to burial rituals long thought lost. Egypt may have revealed much, but the ground still holds more than it has ever given up. And every sealed tomb is a time capsule, waiting to be opened. Ancient Egypt was not just mystical, it was deeply scientific. They practiced surgery, dentistry, and even had detailed anatomical texts. One papyrus describes brain injuries with a diagnostic precision that wouldn't resurface until modern times. They calculated the length of the solar year to within minutes, mapped constellations across dynasties, built temples aligned with solstices and equinoxes. The Temple of Hathor in Dendera contains one of the most hotly debated carvings in archaeology, the so-called Dendera light, a bulb-shaped figure that some believe depicts an ancient electrical device. Mainstream scholars argue it's symbolic. Alternative theorists ask, what if it's literal? Egyptian metallurgy was advanced. They worked with gold, copper, and even electrum, a natural alloy. Some temples show evidence of chemical treatments used to preserve stone or generate luminescence. Could Egypt have accessed forms of energy we no longer understand? Then there's mathematics. The Rind Papyrus reveals problem-solving methods that suggest an early grasp of algebra and geometry. And the design of the pyramids and temples shows a command of proportion rarely matched, even in modern construction. All this without modern instruments. They used stars to guide their architecture, shadow to measure time, sound to shape ritual spaces. Science and spirituality were never separate in Egypt. They were part of a single system, one that may have reached further than we imagine. Egypt's influence didn't end with its dynasties. Its language, hieroglyphic, pictorial, layered, formed the basis for symbols still used in alchemy and medicine. Its architecture inspired everything from Roman temples to modern museums. Obelisks stand in Paris, London, and even Washington, D.C. But its greatest legacy may be psychological, the idea of Egypt, a place of higher wisdom, mystery, and hidden power. From secret societies to science fiction, ancient Egypt continues to shape global imagination. Pyramids appear on currency. Pharaohs walk in video games, and the Eye of Horus still symbolizes vision and insight. Why does Egypt endure in our culture? Maybe because its mysteries are unfinished, its records incomplete, its riddles still unanswered. We don't just look at Egypt for history, we look for meaning. And the more we learn, the more it hints there's still something missing, something big. Egypt built monuments meant to last forever, but its greatest treasures may be the ones still hidden, not in gold or stone, but in knowledge. Secrets buried in silence, messages carved into walls, warnings perhaps, or invitations to seek, to question, to wonder. Because Egypt isn't just the past, it's a mirror held up to the present. And if you've made it this far, you're one of those who hears the echo. So don't stop here. Subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with someone who still believes there's more beneath the sand. Because in the world of ancient Egypt, the deeper you dig, the stranger it gets.